What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel for the post-day, post-game show. This time I'm not solo because I couldn't bear doing it solo this time. It even got worse. Like a couple hours ago, when news broke about uh, a new massive issue for the club. But I'm not really going to discuss that in this live because I'm going to record a podcast with Julian, and I will drop a video on the topic on Sunday. I want to keep this most of the live on the pitch, what's happening on the pitch. And with me is Norbert to discuss that. How are you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing okay. Yeah, as much as I can be after the game yesterday.
Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know, my camera is glitching, people. Give it a few. My PC just, I don't know what it's doing. But um, yesterday was yesterday was a weird one. I'm gonna say it was a weird one for me because up to up to us going 1-0 up, not even, and I didn't even, what I'm gonna say now, that didn't even include us going 1-0 up. I said if we don't win this game, it's kind of on the players today, you know, because we had chances, more than enough, good, clear cut chances, like really goal scoring opportunities, like real ones, not the phony ones we discussed in weeks prior, but real ones, And don't get me wrong, Sevilla had also chances because Chesney was making wonderful saves, but they never really carved us open. The issue I had with Sevilla, they had all the time in the world. It was like a training session. They could have stopped the ball, looked up, looked to the ball again, looked up again, and pick out a cross. It was ridiculous. That was the danger for them. But we had real clear-cut chances. So up to Keane got subbed, I was like, it's on the players, because when Keane got subbed, I'm like, he's playing well, but maybe he's not fit enough. But he was playing excellent. So especially in the second half, I was like, okay, I get it. We go 1-0 up, and I was like, the way the game was going, we're not solid as a team, because I don't think Danilo, Bremer, and Gatti played bad. I thought they were good. But I was like, okay, it's 1-0 up. The game is open. We will create more chances. But when we went 1-0 up, that's my biggest issue. We said, again, that's enough. And at that point, I'm like, how many times does this need to happen when we all can agree on that this is coaching? Because this is a specific demand, a specific mechanism that's in the club, in the team, that when they go 1-0 up, they are like, okay, job done. And that's what pissed me off so much, because after going 1-0 up, we were done. Like, we were done. You can feel it. It was coming. The moment it went 1-1, you can feel what was coming. I think nobody was really thinking about, we're going to turn it around again. It's going to be 2-1. Or did you? The moment Suso scored, I thought it was like, it's done. Like, it's done. That's my biggest issue yesterday.
Yeah, listen, I think it's twofold. For sure, Allegri is. They don't practice. I don't know what are they practicing, but it was already the topic one day, like for a long time now, that we just don't know what are they doing at practice, because like bringing the ball out and passing it out and doing all those things and pressing like good, not like what we are doing. And we didn't have the ball. Like, come on, Sevilla had the ball, what, 70+%, 75 or something. So that part, what you said, like we scored and then okay, we sat back for the entire game. That's correct. But also what you said about the missing the chances, like the Chiesa is so bad. I don't even know. I don't know what is he doing, but he had the big one of the biggest chances. He
Yeah.
Oh my god. So yeah, I think Allegri, uh, we said he needs to go, like this needs to change. There is no way. How can people still protect him, like in the club management? I don't know. I don't want to believe what I read about it today in Gazzetta. There is no way they want to keep him. There is no way. This is disgusting how we play, seriously.
Yeah, like we weren't great, by the way, but we had chances, and I think the narrative was, but oh, if we took those chances, I'm like, Chesney was ridiculously good, like he was, and my point again, when people were saying, "Oh, get him out of the club," he's a great goalkeeper. So I never understood what the issue was with Chesney because it was a debate. I'll never understand why so much energy was put into the goalkeeping situation debate. I will never understand that. That's the least of our problems. Like literally, you can talk about wages, fine, but like quality in goal, it's ridiculous that was a debate. But whatever. I think people are a bit shocked that we created so many clear cut chances. They don't know how to act with it. They're like, oh man, if we scored them all. I'm like, yeah, but what if Sevilla scored them all? Like, that game could have been 4-4, 3-3. It was ridiculous. It was that type of game. And the moment we went 1-0 up, I'm like, we need to see this out for once. I don't know, what was it, like 20 minutes to go? And that was a big blow for them, like a big blow, because that was kind of out of nowhere, because we were struggling for a good 10 minutes in that second half, up from 60 to 70, we're kind of struggling. And I was like, man, this is it, like, surely we're not going to give this one away again. And we did. Like, we completely failed, like completely. It was, I cannot even explain what happened, because my biggest issue is when Chesney comes out post game and he says what we have been saying so many times. I'm like, there's an issue within the club, because you even have players saying what the fans are saying, not holding back, saying, I don't like that we sit back after we go 1-0 up. That's not the way to go. Saying we shouldn't be happy. It's been 2 years without a trophy. This is not okay. You know, this is not okay. He's not saying, oh, we have a lot of youngsters and man, what a season. He's saying this is not okay. No matter what, the standards are different for this club, because we lost a Supercoppa. I don't really count that as a cup, but people do. We lost a Coppa Italia. We bottled a Semicoppa semi-final. We did this now. There is a very worrying pattern within this group now, because they don't seem like they can get things over the edge when it really matters. It's a very worrying team, no? In my opinion.
It's on the coach. Come on, he doesn't have the winning mentality anymore, like he used to have. But even then, we lost, Champions League finals. I have a feeling he's similar like Ranieri. Like he's not a winning. He doesn't have the winning mentality. It's
In the first 10 minutes, because Julian texted me in the first 10 minutes, and he said like, I don't think Di Maria touched the ball. I looked it up. He did touch it like 3 times. But the moment he said that, Julian, like a good 2 minutes after he texted me, the camera was just by accident maybe in that direction, and Di Maria looked up to Di Maria to Allegri, and he was like, "What's going on? What do you want me to do here?" Because we were just hoofing the ball up top to Keane, and he was just wandering around, not getting into play. It's ridiculous. Now, again, yesterday he was poor. Di Maria, like he was really bad. Chiesa, really bad. But does anyone with full confidence can come on and say Di Maria, Chiesa, Vlahovic, whatever, are bad players? They're not good enough for us. For you for this Juve, by the way, they're not good enough. Does anyone actually believe that when they say these things? That these guys are not good enough for this Juve side? Does anyone fully believe that? If no, and I hope so, because they're good enough. Like the quality is, in my opinion, undeniable. But if you say yes, then what is the answer? Because if these players are not good enough, then who is? Like, who do you want to change this around? If you're telling me Chiesa, Di Maria, and Vlahovic are not good enough, because yesterday I've read a lot of crap. Chiesa have only been good for a couple of months. Okay, Vlahovic was never that good. Okay. Di Maria, not that good. Not a good player at all. Hasn't been. I've said yesterday. I saw somebody say, "Hey, he hasn't been good for a couple of years." I'm like, "You're lying. Like you're absolutely lying now, and you're making excuses." Are they playing crap? 100%. Like I'm not gonna even debate that. Like that's obvious. They're not playing well. But how come that it's not one, but it's multiple players? And the worrying part is probably the players with the most talent. How like, do you know what I'm like? Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, like come on, a normal coach comes, puts them up as a 4-3-3, and let's go. We're gonna score for funsies, you know. Like they have the quality. Allegri is ruining the players. Like he had 2 full years. He could have asked whatever players, obviously within the budget, but some of the players are here because of him, and he can't use them. And yesterday as well, like we played this 3-5-3-5-2 or 5-3-2 or whatever,
Yeah.
and Sevilla crossed the ball every single time they won it, every single time. It's on the coach. Come on, they had so much free space on the next to the sidelines. They were crossing it and crossing it and crossing it, and of course there was a goal. And it's so annoying that people can't see these things.
Even Junior yesterday, he was playing left back.
Yeah,
He was playing a left back, and I was like, "This is not good." The moment I saw that, I'm like, "You're you're you're not gonna get anything out of it." You know, I thought he was solid defensively. It wasn't like oh my god, what's happening? Like what was happening with Quadrado, because that was an all time shocker. Like he dropped the
he's
level
insane.
even, like the level was low. He I don't know how he managed to do that, but he lowered the bar yesterday even lower. Like I couldn't believe what I saw. So that wasn't Junior, but I'm like, if you're gonna play him, use him like that. It's pointless to play him. You just put Kostic in there, you know, because you cannot play him as a left back. You know, you just can't. He was pinned back, like he was left back, and you saw like going forward, he never got there because when he got there,
Yeah,
most of the time it was done for us. So that's already a big issue because I saw the lineup and everybody was hyped, and I was like, it's not gonna be like that. Like it's not gonna be like that, and it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that, and the the thing that pisses me off the most is post game. I said I don't want to be in this competition. We are in this competition. We need to win it because we haven't won a European title for like 27 years. Who are we to say we're in it, but I don't want to win it? Like that's mad. Like that's absolutely crazy. We haven't won one in 27 years. We're in it. I don't want to be in it. Fine, but you win it. You need to win it. And we didn't do that. Like we didn't, and there's still excuses. Oh, it's Sevilla. That Sevilla side is poor. Like I don't know how to stress it. Just look at the side. They're not a good side. They're just players that nobody wants came together. Like that's what it is, and they are making it happen basically. Because even yesterday they were putting in crosses because they had so much time. That was what Sevilla was doing. Just the crosses, and the Suso goal was insane. But like it wasn't like our Di Maria chance or Keane chance or Rabiot chance. You know, it wasn't like or Chiesa. It wasn't like oh my god they absolutely split us open here. It wasn't like that. That's my biggest issue. You know, because for 90% of the game, Gatti was just dealing with it quite easy. But you felt like at one point they're gonna break. It's becoming too much. Like at one point you're gonna break, especially if it's another 30 minutes added to it. You know, and you might say the details made the difference. You know, Chiesa losing the possession, Suso scoring, Chiesa not putting it away for the 1-2, and like 10 seconds later it's 2-1 for Sevilla. You might say that. That's fine. But if it's a recurring theme that this happens over and over again, then something is not working, right? Pre-game, you have Calvo saying, oh, we don't make a judgment based on one game. I'm like, nobody's saying it. But what based it on 2 seasons? Nobody's saying one game. Even yesterday, like again, pointless debates. Oh, it's Chiesa. It wasn't good today. Blah blah blah. I'm talking about 2 years, 2 seasons. You need to look at 2 seasons, not one game. Because even if you won the cup, my opinion wouldn't have changed. Because you were a shithouse way to it. Like, let's be completely honest. It wasn't like we were playing teams completely off the park. That's like, yeah, you're the best team in Europe. It wasn't like that as well. So I have so many issues. I'm actually very disappointed. I am. Because we will probably, I don't want to go into it in this live because otherwise I'm going to repeat myself a lot in the next 2 days. But this is probably the last game in Europe for a good 2 to 3 years. So, and you didn't make it count. That's my biggest issue.
Yeah, yeah. There's nothing to say. Like, this was our best chance in the past, I don't know how many years, to win some, European trophy. And depends on the what we get, the punishment. Yeah, who knows when is it going to be the next? But yeah, what about what you said about Junior is so true. Like, he's not a defender. Come on, he's an inverted winger, just like Chiesa. Like, exactly the same type. Create chances and finishes chances, and he lost all of his power just running back and defending, and that's so silly. And yeah, Allegri had 2 years. It's enough. Wow, it's on the coach. I don't care. I don't care who misses the chances. I don't care. Come on, it's about 2 years, 2 seasons.
Like, if we were having a good season or a good period and yesterday's game happened, I'm like, yeah, man, sorry, you needed to take your chances, you know? And that's
Yeah,
the reaction you can have if you're just looking at game by game. I'm not doing that. You need to look at the bigger picture, and the bigger picture tells you nobody's shocked, nobody's surprised. More and more people are seeing it. You still have a good portion who are, I don't know what they're doing. I'm not saying, and people also misunderstand that. I'm not saying call out, call call Allegri all kinds of names and all those things. I'm not asking. I'm not saying that, but like, just come out and admit this is not the standard. It should. Oh, but the team hasn't a lot of quality. Sevilla does. If you're saying yes, I'll shut down the stream. If you're telling me they have more quality in their squad, I'll shut it down. I really will. Because they don't. They don't, And yesterday was so frustrating. It was. It was. Did I have high hopes for the game? No, I'm not gonna lie. But the way the game was going, and the flow of the game, and going 1-0 up, I'm like, the moment we went 1-0 up, I'm like, I looked at my dad. I'm like, there's gonna be so much space. We need to take it, because there was a lot of space. There were tons of there was so much space. I couldn't believe it at times. I was like 1-0 up, man. Kids on the pitch, like, we're gonna take that space. We should. Why wouldn't we? But we didn't. We did nothing besides that Chiesa shot, and that was kind of a fluke. It came to him. We had nothing. We had absolutely nothing, and that's there was no reaction. Like Chesney said, there was absolutely no reaction. The reaction was very negative. It was not what it should be, and again, trophyless season. I can, you know what it is? I can accept a trophyless season if I can see there's improvement. If I can see, man, we're close, I can see where we're going. It's a good direction, unlucky, whatever you want to call it. Okay, I get it. It felt like we were never close. Like in the league, never. In the Coppa Italia, not really. If you watch that return leg against Inter, there was nothing. Absolutely nothing. Yesterday, yes, chances, but we also give away chances. It's not that we shut up shop, and man, we missed so much. How did we miss? It wasn't like that. Remember a couple of months ago, I think that was one of my last lives, or one of my last lives with Julian. We're trying to wrap it up, and somebody came in the chat, and he was saying, and he listed all the things that he thought Allegri improved, and he said, defensively we're solid. And at the time, I said, no, we're not. I don't. We don't look solid. We had a good stretch. We were not conceding goals, but we got away with a lot of stuff in those games. Lukaku missing absolutely sitters. Saving pens and all those things. if you know what I mean. We
Yeah.
don't look solid. We don't look solid. And again, yesterday, if you tell me how would you rate Gatti, Danilo, Bremer, I thought they were good. I thought they were excellent. It's not on them that we lost. It might sound crazy. It might sound ridiculous, but I thought they were very good defensively. But as a team, we're not solid, and we're actually not going forward. Going forward, we're not good as well. Yesterday, we had moments that we were great looking going forward, but I'm talking about consistency. You know, not within around minute 10 you have Di Maria, 20 minutes later you have Keane, 25 minutes later you have Rabiot again. You know what I mean? There wasn't a consistent danger coming from us when we were in possession. At one point, when we when we went down, I I believe the longest we had possession was 35 seconds. I read that was the longest time between going down and between them. Excuse me, between Suso scoring and Lamela, Lamela scoring, the longest amount of possession we had was 35 seconds, something like that, or 37. Something, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And that includes throw-ins and stuff like that. How are you expect to win a game away from home like that? When you go 1-0 up, they score, okay, but the reaction is 37 or 35 seconds of possession and all the rest is just pinned back trying to defend for your life. Somebody needs to explain that to me because you believe. I felt we were scared after that 1-1, like in possession, no? Especially
Yeah.
in midfield. Everybody looks scared to receive a ball.
But if we've seen these things, why Allegri is not, I don't know, saying something to the guys, or changing some formation, or bringing in whoever or whatever? There was no change, nothing. Nothing changed after. And we look like the whole game. You know how we look like? We look like if we are with 10 men. If you're playing 10 against 11. That's how it looked.
I agree. It looked. I actually I was really pissed. I was pissed, but I wasn't. And my anger was gone when I recorded the video. I was very calm because my anger was already. Yeah, it was like not acceptance, but like, yeah, you know what I mean. Not like I
Yeah.
accept a loss, but more like, yeah,
Because we've seen this happening over and over and over again with the last 2 years. That's why it's we just accepted this, I guess. Like it's nothing new anymore to be bad. And for me at least, that's how it happened. Like slowly, okay, again, it happened what always happens with Allegri lately. So
yeah. I agree, and you still have people who will find an excuse for it. They will find an excuse no matter what. They
yeah,
don't like they don't really. I'm gonna say it. I don't think they care about the club. They care about a certain individual. If tomorrow they say, "I'll sell Vlahovic," we will sell Vlahovic, I will be pissed because that's the wrong move, in my opinion. But I will support the club. I will call it out. I'll support a club. I've said so many times Vlahovic hasn't played bad, has been playing poorly. If you know what I mean, I've come on and said Di Maria has been crap, Chiesa has been bad. But you have certain people who say that, but they will never turn around and say, "Man, Allegri messed up." They won't do that, and that's a clear agenda.
yeah. A
Because
good coach would find a way. A good coach would find a way how to
yeah,
turn this
especially
around,
in
how to
these
turn these
ties,
players around. Yeah, yeah,
especially in these ties and these moments, players are regressing. They're regressing. It's absolutely madness, because we pay. I'm gonna say like 60 to keep it simple. 60 for Chiesa, 70 for Vlahovic. Keep it simple. 130. They're not worth. They're worth like 80 in total now, and I'm thinking I'm reaching now. If I'm being completely honest, that's not good. Like even if as a club, you should be sitting there and like, the football is bad. We're not winning. And you know what? Even if we want to sell players, the value is dropping. Like, what direction are we moving into? Because 2 seasons, like we sacked Sadi for winning a title. We sacked Pirlo because he won one or two, if you include the Supercoppa, two titles. What gives Allegri the edge? And don't say the past, because the past is not helping us now. It's not. What happened when he came in until 2017, that nobody can take that away. But it's not helping now. It's not. And like I said a few minutes ago, I can accept not winning a title. I cannot accept not seeing progress. I will not accept that. Because I can get behind, let's say, I'm making something up, people. I'm not saying I want him. But Palandino coming in. I'm just hypothetically coming in. But I can see next season, let's say we don't finish in top four with Paladino, but we have a clear out, and you can see, man, that's a clear identity. We play a type of football. He's loyal to that type of football, but we are missing pieces, obviously, like a striker, like a winger, and a good central midfielder. I get that. Next season, we get that, and we improve. I can get behind that, but I cannot get behind a coach asking for players and us getting worse. That makes absolutely no sense. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah. I have nothing to say. I don't know why is he getting more and more time. I don't want to believe this. I don't want to believe this. I just hope a new director of football coming in, and he's gone. Do you still feel that he wants to say he wants to leave?
Yes.
Or yeah,
Yeah.
let's hope.
Why would he want to say?
Yeah, if Paris Saint-Germain is dumb enough to want him, yeah, take him.
Yeah, but just in general, why would he want to stay? Be like
Money. I don't know.
money. He doesn't strike me like that type of person. But it's gonna get worse. Again, I don't want to get into what
Yeah.
people are just saying now about the wage thing, because I will discuss it with Julian and on Sunday. But it's getting worse, really bad. Why does he want to be part of it?
Hmm.
It doesn't. It doesn't feel right, if you know what I mean.
So what I was thinking about, okay, we hear that, okay, the management is behind him. There is no management right now. It's not really those people who they say they are management. They are not supposed to decide in these things. So I don't believe it that those Gazzetta, it's Gazzetta. So
Yeah, but yeah, Oliver is saying, thanks for the super chat, by the way. Appreciate that. Saying Juve is sinking because of irresponsible people, 100%. But when you say Agnelli messed up, the first thing you get thrown at to you is, oh, but we won 9 titles and the stadium and the museum. I'm like, good. But look at this. No? Like, two things can be true. Like, he can have done a good job up to a certain point and then not. We were in a complete mess, on, off the pitch, money-wise, player-wise, squad-wise, management-wise, because of one person, basically. You need to call that out.
yeah,
You cannot brush that to the side, because it's way too easy. Because if you take all the, how do you want to say that? All the good times, and you gave them credit for all the good times, which you should, you also need to hold them accountable when things go south. And this is not even south. I don't know what it is. It's out of space. Like, it's completely out of control. What's happening now? And it will, like I've said it, and again, watch my video on Sunday. It will get worse. It will get much, much, much worse. And I'm so confused because the news coming out, and also the news coming out about Di Maria is staying, and we're in for that, and that player. I'm like, how? Like, it makes absolutely no sense what's going on now. I've said it, the moment the news came out that an entire board got sacked, Don't let people fool you. Oh, they stepped down and they got sacked. They needed to leave. That's not a good sign.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how to explain that. That's a bad sign. These things don't happen every single day mid-season. They don't. They absolutely don't. So things will get worse. Keep that in mind. They will. Why sign Ronaldo when you can't pay salary? Yeah. Again, that part, COVID messed up. But they couldn't react after COVID. That's the issue. But COVID messed up. I read that out. That's the thing. People don't think things are going to get worse. They actually think next season will be sunshine and roses. Man, they will not. They will not. This will not change overnight. This needs time, and that's why I'm like, give it to somebody I can get behind with, who can build it up slowly, because this needs to be built up again. You have good players, but the mentality, the idea behind all this is, again, it feels like we've done in the past, quick fixes. That's the feeling I'm getting. Now it's time to push it out, to push through, power through, bring back Cambiaso. Not the biggest fan. Tell Sandro to piss off. Kick out Bonucci. Like, bring in youngsters. It's time to rebuild. If next season we start the season with minus 15 again or 20, you're probably not going to relegate. You know, you're probably going to match that, if you know what I mean. You're probably going to get 50 points, and that will be good enough, if you know what I mean. But then is the time to say, you know what, we start all over again.
Yeah.
Because it needs to happen. It needs to happen again.
But yeah, we don't have a home advantage. The fans are banned.
That's another topic. I had a debate with somebody who never set foot in the stadium, and he was lecturing me, saying, "Oh, they were posting videos about the stadium. Oh, you don't about the Sevilla stadium, fake thing, saying, oh, you don't need flags and drums to get a stadium going." That's an absolute lie. You do need, like, if people have been in a stadium, 2-3 people's shouting with their own voice, it's not gonna get an entire stadium on their feet. It's just not gonna happen. Like, that's not how these things work. You know, because of your
Yeah.
your experience with these things. It
Yeah.
doesn't work like that. First of all, the Juve stadium has never worked like that. Like, don't compare that to Sevilla, because even if the one part of the stadium is singing, the rest of the stadium is not really going with it. That's the vibe that's at the stadium. At the Delle Alpi, it was a little bit better. At the stadium,
Yeah.
it never has been like that. But again, yesterday, they were not allowed to bring certain things into the stadium. And with certain things, I mean shirts with their names on. They were not allowed to do that. But when Sevilla come to the stadium, they can bring in drums, flags, all those things. But your own fans, you're telling your own fans, they cannot do that. Like, you're so out of touch with everything going on in the club. I've said it when I went to an Napoli game. I had a 15-year-old person watching TikToks during the game. Like, it's sickening. Like, the stadium is down. Yesterday was amazing. I think even as an opponent, to be on that pitch is amazing. It gives you an adrenaline boost, you know? That's not at the stadium. At the stadium is boring. Like, it's absolutely dead. And in those moments, I'm like, you're out of touch. When these things are happening, the stadium's not getting sold out, and you're still charging people 200 when the stadium is empty to get those empty seats. I'm like, I don't think you guys understand what's going on. I don't think you know what you're doing. This is not 2015 when we were on top and you're going to sell out the stadium. That's not the case now. They're so out of touch with everything. Like, even you have just quote unquote normal people now seeing what's happening, seeing like, okay, the stadium is absolutely dead, you know? They're not pushing the players. Yesterday, they went down and the fans were pushing. They were actually really pushing. It was scary at one point, and they got the goal. They got the goal. You might say it's not based on that. Fine, but it helps. You know it helps.
Come
you
on.
can tell them.
Yeah. I don't even know where to start. But even if our stadium would be full with the current, without the curva, without groups, organized groups, it would be still quiet. It doesn't matter if it's full or not. If the, like, I've been in lots of games, lots of home games, lots of away games. I've been in handball games because of my hometown, and oh my, I will send you videos. The players love it. It pushes them so hard. People have no idea who watching from the TV how much does it mean. And for us, it's two things. First, how the club treats the ultras, the ultra groups, and the other thing is the ticket prices. It's insane. What are those ticket prices? Especially when we are this bad. It's mental.
It feels like out of touch, you know.
Yeah.
It really, really, it really feels like out of. If you see clips from away days, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
They're having fun. They're actually, you can hear them on the TV, which is ridiculous. Even yesterday, when the Sevilla dance kind of, you know, took a minute to pause, you can hear the away fans. You don't hear the home fans at home. I was at the Napoli game. It's
Yeah.
it's terrible. And we were with the entire club, and when sections of the club were trying to do something in a normal stance, you have people looking at you sideways.
Yeah.
That's the situation at the club. That's what's happening. Oliver is saying again, thanks for another super chat, saying the current management are full of nerds. Well, basically they are. Like, I tweeted out like Scanavino, Ferreira. You don't hear of those guys. You have Calvo out of nowhere speaking up on repeat. It's like a cassette on repeat every pregame. Same thing, you know, talking like we're already defeated, talking about we will accept this. I'm like, oh, kids, get out of here, you know? Like, what even is this show? What is this? I feel sympathy for Allegri in that regard because he's sitting there and he's answering questions the club should be answering, not him. I don't get it, you know. And Oliver saying, "I swear none of them watch football." Yeah, they have no experience with the football world, and they're in quote unquote charge of the club. Absolutely crazy. Like it's like your boss. I don't know what job you do or anyone, just a normal job. You know, let's say you're working as, I don't know, like a bricklayer, and at one point your boss, you know what, you're gonna run the company, make sure the books are, running properly. Well, you're gonna mess up because you have no idea what to do. Like you have no idea what to do. It's the same thing. Like they're good with numbers, but man, it's a football club. Do you know how to run a football club? Because even Calvo, he has experience, but not of this magnitude. This is insane. This is insane. You know.
Yeah. So that's why, depending on who or what, but the director of football is really important to have, or sporting director. I don't know how you call it, because even if the management is clueless, but if you have a good sporting director, they can things turn around, and they actually know what they're doing. Yeah, I'm not sure about if they can do anything about the ticket prices or the fans or the band fans, but
I'm leaning more and more towards this club getting sold for a majority, with certain people coming in, not just random American funds, because it feels like the club is not. They're not serious about moving on with the time, you know, moving on with what's happening around them, and it's very difficult within this league because this league is a joke. They're all dinosaurs. They have no idea what they want, you know. But it feels very strange. Everything, you know, it feels like they're, you know, crawling towards a ruling on the Super League, and maybe they can clinch onto that and push that to appeal the fans. It will not appeal me because they will probably turn around and accept 15 points here, 15 points there. Like I said, like I will say on my video on Sunday, ground zero, year zero, start over again and push the, oh, but at least we got the 40 points deduction to 20. At least we got the Super League win when we're not when there is not Super League out there to play in. That's the vibes I'm getting, and it's very worrying.
Yeah,
Very worrying.
yeah. You gotta believe they're gonna push for the Super League when we're gonna be banned, you know, or not banned, but like all the points deduction.
Yeah.
They're gonna push it hard for sure. Also, the money sides of things. Yeah, yeah. I agree. Yeah, maybe they will sell the major. I don't know,
I don't think they will sell the majority, but I'm actually
but
kind of hoping for that because I think that's the only solution. Because this feels like the club is not really with the club. I mean the ownership. Because again, I will repeat this. This is more of an hobby. They
mm,
got from their granddad. They got a lot from their granddad, but this is not something they can. That's not. How do you want to say that? It's not something that will make you profit unless you're gonna sell it. If
yeah,
you know what I mean. And that's not 100% true if you're a Manchester United owner, but that's for this ownership it is. It's not
it's
a
a different
profit,
world. Yeah,
and it's very difficult because it's in the portfolio of Exor to sell that to shareholders. Look, you have an asset that's worth 1.5, 2.5 billion, but we're not getting really money out of it unless we're gonna sell it. But we're not gonna sell it. It's hard to sell that. Like it holds value, it does, but it feels like it's more trouble than gains coming out of it. And that's why I'm like, okay, this is still a club. It's still a club. You're in it for, to win stuff. Um, but
yeah.
again, let's
Yeah,
see,
but
I
if
guess.
if you look around in the Serie A, the ownership is really bad. Like,
It is.
that's worrying. So
It is.
especially now, I don't know. A few years ago, maybe Juventus would have been not sold to a good like a good owner, maybe or something. But now, the price, like I'm pretty sure the assets and everything went down. Um, yeah, I don't know.
Let's see. Let's see. Gonna wrap this up because I need to record a podcast with Julian that will drop tomorrow. So make sure to watch that for sure. And then on Sunday, um, the video on the problems. I will do a preview. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do a live preview or pre-recorded preview. I'm not sure what I need to discuss in that preview because the season is over. We know what's gonna happen. We're playing for absolutely nothing. So I'll find something to talk about in that preview. Appreciate everyone who's still watching those previews. By the way, who's watching the channel, liking the video, subscribing because put that bell notification on because I'm gonna do a giveaway for a jersey on the channel, not for the prediction. Like the prediction league is a different jersey. I'm gonna give away a new jersey very soon. So stay tuned for that. Not sure how. Still need to figure out what you need to do to win it. But to know what to do, follow us on Twitter, the main account. Bell notification here. Join the Discord members group if you want. And yeah, thanks Norbert for coming on. I will have
Thank you.
you on and the others more often now the season is ending because I will push for more lives now. I don't know what we're going to discuss. Transfers, no transfers, bans, no bans. I have no idea what to do. But, let's see in a couple of weeks. But I'm going to wrap this one up. Thanks everybody for watching. Like the video, subscribe, and I will see you again live Sunday or Monday, depending. Ciao.